The Las Vegas Raiders just made a move that has fans buzzing. They've officially drafted running back Ashton Jeanty, and trust me, this could be a game changer. Jeanty isn't just another name in the draft. This guy is electric. His speed, his vision, the way he reads the field, it's like watching something special in real time. Some fans might question picking a running back this early, but when it's Jeanty, the rules change. He's not just fast, he's smart, tough, and explosive. Think about it. In today's NFL, there are very few backs who truly stand out. You've got your Saquon Barkleys, your Bijan Robinsons, and now, right alongside them, Ashton Jeanty. He's built differently. He's got the speed to outrun defenders, the balance to stay up through contact, and the vision to see plays before they happen. Before we jump deeper into what this means for the Raiders' offense, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update on your favorite team. All right, let's get into the latest. Jeanty gives the Raiders something they've been needing: a dynamic playmaker who can take over a game at any moment. While past stars like Josh Jacobs have brought vision and power, Jeanty brings the full package: speed, quickness, balance, and brains. This guy isn't just a good pick. He's a sign the Raiders are building for something big. Bringing Ashton Jeanty to Las Vegas wasn't just a good move, it was a bold statement. The Raiders didn't just draft a running back, they sent a message to the rest of the league. We're building something serious. For months, there were whispers. Coaches were watching him. The front office kept circling his name. Fans talked about quarterbacks, tackles, even cornerbacks. But through all that noise, Jeanty was always in the conversation. He was the one player quietly connected to the Raiders from the very beginning. And here's the wild part. The signs were all there. The Raiders' GM? He showed up at Jeanty's pro day. The only general manager to do it. Just a week ago, he made a comment about whether it was still okay to take a running back high in the draft. Most people took that as a no. Turns out it was a clue. When the Raiders were on the clock at pick 6, they didn't hesitate. No trading back, no last-minute deals. They knew exactly who they wanted, and they got him. This wasn't some last-second decision. This was part of a bigger plan. Jeanty fits into a vision the Raiders have been quietly building for a while, and now that vision is starting to take shape. When the Browns passed on Ashton Jeanty, the door swung wide open. And the Raiders didn't think twice. They grabbed their guy, and what a move it was. Jeanty isn't just about hype, the numbers back him up. Over 2,600 rushing yards, 29 touchdowns, and an insane average of 7 yards per carry. That's not just production, that's dominance. Some people might point to the fact that he played in the Mountain West Conference, but here's the thing. He didn't just shine against smaller schools. He went off against Oregon, a team packed with NFL-level talent. That performance alone showed he could hold his own at the highest level. And if you dig deeper into the stats, his breakaway runs, his ability to make defenders miss, it's elite. Jeanty didn't just rack up yards, he created moments. He took broken plays and turned them into highlight reels. What's even more exciting is what this pick says about the Raiders' mindset. With other options on the board, they made a bold call. They want more explosiveness, more playmakers, and more firepower on offense. After a rough stretch last season, especially when the energy seemed to drop, this move is a clear reset. The Raiders didn't just draft talent, they drafted electricity. And with Jeanty in the backfield, this offense suddenly looks a lot more dangerous. Last season, the Raiders' offense had moments, but it lacked that consistent spark. Outside of Brock Bowers, there just wasn't much explosiveness. And while Bowers is a real asset, he's a tight end, not someone who's going to burn defenses on every down. That's where Ashton Jeanty changes everything. This guy can flip a game in one play, give him a crease, and he's gone. His presence alone forces defenses to play differently, and that's exactly what the Raiders have been missing. Now, every snap has the potential to break wide open. And as the Raiders work on shaping up that offensive line, Jeanty becomes even more dangerous. There's talk that DJ Glaze will hold down the tackle spot, and while he's still developing, there's optimism there. He's young, he's learning, and with the right coaching, he could anchor the edge. But the real next step: strengthening the interior offensive line. The Raiders could look to the second or third round to bring in a solid guard, someone who can open up lanes for Jeanty and give this offense even more firepower. There's also the cornerback position to think about. The Raiders were in the mix for top corners in the draft, but with some of those names slipping a bit, there's a real chance to scoop up value in the next rounds. But let's not lose focus. Jeanty is here. He's the guy. And with him as the new starting running back, the Raiders have added a true weapon, one that could reshape their entire offensive identity. From the moment leadership changed, the Raiders made one thing clear: they're not rebuilding. They're going all in. Head coach, front office, even players like Max Crosby have echoed the same message. It's time to compete now, not 5 years from now, and drafting Ashton Jeanty proves they mean it. You don't spend a top pick on a running back unless you're serious about making a move this season. Jeanty isn't a future project. He's a player built for today. And by passing on quarterbacks like Shedder Sanders, the Raiders showed their hand. They're not planning for someday. They're planning for right now. But with Jeanty stepping in as the lead back, the depth chart just got interesting. The Raiders already have a crowded running back room. Names like Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, and Raheem Mostert are in the mix, along with last year's rookie Dylan Laub. With 7 backs on the roster, decisions are coming. Not everyone will make the final cut, but that kind of competition, it's exactly what a serious team needs. The Raiders are creating a high-pressure, high-performance environment, and Jeanty's arrival just turned up the heat. Right now, the Raiders' running back room is stacked, and not everyone's going to make it. With 6 names already in the mix, cuts are coming. And honestly, they'll probably start even before training camp kicks off. There have been whispers that Zamir White might be on the trade block, and that wouldn't be surprising. When you bring in a dynamic weapon like Ashton Jeanty, the rest of the roster naturally starts shifting around him. Jeanty is the clear headliner. But what about the depth behind him? Players like Dylan Laub are still unproven. Others, like Raheem Mostert, bring experience but may not be long-term solutions. It's a crowded room, and decisions will have to be made quickly. There's also an interesting thought floating around. Could the Raiders double dip at running back? This draft class is loaded at the position. If the right name is still on the board in the mid to late rounds, don't be shocked if the Raiders go for it again. Depth matters, especially when you're building a high-octane offense. And speaking of offense, there's another area the Raiders could target: wide receiver. With Jeanty now locked in as a backfield threat, adding another explosive playmaker on the outside would only make this attack more dangerous. The draft still holds some hidden gems, young, raw talents with massive upside. For now, though, the spotlight stays on Jeanty. The talk, the rumors, the predictions, it's all behind us. The Raiders made their move, and it says one thing loud and clear: they're building to win.